I kind of have two runs to go over because on Sunday I didn't record anything afterwards to finish that up, and so I actually need to cover that one as well. So we'll start with that one. So it was Sunday. It was a shorter long run just because it's starting to wind down and it's starting to level out the runs. So instead of it being a 2.5 hour run, it ended up only being an hour and 45. So went really well, and then it was actually my best statistical long run yet. I would have liked to have felt better a little more consistently through it, but I'm not complaining. So in an hour and 45 minutes, I went 9.8 miles, like a 10:33-ish pace. So it ended up being my best statistical run because I went almost 10 miles at a 10.5 minute pace, where before my weekend runs were looking closer to an 11:30, between an 11 and 12 minute pace. So it ended up running faster for longer, which I counted as a win, as well as just the me running 10 miles without stopping at that fast of a pace. So that went super well. I ran that one kind of late, so it's just kind of why I didn't record anything afterwards, because it was dark and late. Well, later, I guess I should say. And honestly, when I was done, I just kind of wanted to go take a shower and rest. So I'm covering it now. It went really well. Overall, it went really well. Just went really well. Today, it feels super late, but it's actually only like 6. It's 6:50. It's not even 7 o'clock. But because of stupid daylight savings time, it feels super late. But today, it was continuing the theme of the last couple of weeks before the race, of leveling everything out. So today was a 45-minute run, or it was a 48-minute run that I stopped a little early, just because of where I was. So, and like, I think it was like 46.5 minutes. I went 4.5-ish miles at like a 10 something pace. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's pretty generic run, XYZ. So it was a solid 45 minutes, went 4.5 miles. Probably a little less than, probably like 4.3 or something like that. So really well. It's nice and cool out, which really helps me keep my breath and stay cool and not sweating too badly, which I think kind of helps me breathe better, and it kind of helps me stay on pace and even run a little faster, which is what I think happened today. I started out smooth, started out nice and slow, and then kind of warmed up nicely. Then never felt too tired. I never really felt out of breath, minus a couple of times, which were just minor things, not even necessarily like fully out of breath. Need to slow down for a couple minutes to catch my breath, but mainly just slow down and just reestablish a pace I wanted to run at. So that went really well. My feet feel good, my legs feel good. The only things that have been bothering me is I've kind of had minor headaches or little headaches before running that have kind of made my motivation to run really low, but I'm still running anyway because I only have a couple of weeks left. Not even a couple of weeks. I have this week, and then next week, and then next Sunday is the race. So yeah, a couple of things. Next week isn't actually a full week, so I'm timing out. So this week, so let's start with this week. This week, they spread out the runs. There's less runs. There's only 4 runs this week. They're spreading it out a bit to get ready. And then technically next Monday, or which would have been my Tuesday run, it wants me to run 26 miles. I don't have time for that during the day, and I'm definitely not going to want to do it after that. And so I'm going to time it out to where I run the 26 miles on Sunday as my long run this weekend. I haven't looked at this weekend's run to see if there is one or if it was just a break or a shorter one, but we're gonna deal with that when we get there. So I'm gonna I'm gonna try and schedule it out to where that goes a little smoother, and I'm running the practice marathon this weekend instead of next week. And then it's gonna be rest. The last run beforehand is Monday, or this Sunday. So I might do a couple of small, really, really short runs, like quick miles or something during the week, just to keep the legs moving. So as not to just be sitting for a week. But all in all, my goal is going to be rest, recovery, and I'm planning out strategy. So part of my strategy is I'm going to end up I'm probably going to end up changing in the middle, because this road, Broadway Street, the marathon actually runs right by my apartment. Literally, like I'm literally gonna run right here. Straight, I'm literally gonna run straight past my apartment. So that's probably, and it's right about almost halfway, which again works out super nicely. I haven't looked at the actual mile breakdowns, but it looks pretty close to halfway or a little bit beforehand. And so depending on how it goes, that's definitely going to be a point where I'm going to sneak inside, probably change, fresh socks, probably fresh set of clothes, dry clothes, restock on anything that I need, whether it be the gels or water or anything in that moment, and then keep going. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and run on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to try and figure out the route, the actual marathon route, and try and run it as a practice. I'm actually leaning more towards just running my normal weekend route double, just running it twice, because that'll end up being just about right. When I do my normal long 2.5 hour run, it ends up being like right around 12 or 13 miles. So I might end up just doing it twice and calling it good, and then on the day of the race just focusing more on following everybody, and not necessarily, I'm obviously going to look at the route and try and memorize as much as I can, but for the most part, I don't think I'm going to be able to remember enough of it in a week to do it just by running it for the first time. I'm probably going to definitely drive it one day this week, maybe on Saturday this weekend. All right. And then try and get an idea of where everything is. But I think for this weekend, in terms of running the 26 miles as a practice, I'm definitely just going to run my normal route twice. But yeah, that's kind of the plan going forward. It's the start of my last full week of training. This has been an incredible journey so far, full of ups and downs and lapses and motivation. And I'm looking forward to what happens in the end. But got to get through this week and next week first, and then got to get through the race. So I'm going to leave it off here for today. Got to get back onto it tomorrow. I think tomorrow's run is pretty similar to today's. Looking forward to it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.